Hello and welcome to Only Stupid Answers. My name is Sam Basher.
I'm DJ Wooldridge.
And today we're talking about Harley Quinn Season 2, Episode 10, Die Hard. We're making it through the season too fast for my liking. But here is a very long, slightly confusing synopsis. Fresh off Ivy rebuffing her and now alone on Christmas Eve, Harley reconnects with the now-sane Joker. While with Ivy out of the picture, Harley needs a new best friend, and Sane Joker seems to be the perfect confidant. Harley heads with Sane Joker to his new favorite hangout spot, Wayne Tower. Their dinner at Wayne Tower gets hijacked by an escaped Riddler as Joker's old memories start to be triggered. Meanwhile, Gordon deals with the rising Parademon infestation, only to end up drawn into the chaos at Wayne Tower as the pests find themselves with a mysterious new master. There we go. And you mentioned off camera, but of course, Gotham's rat problem is parademons.
It's parademons, yeah. They just can't. They can't have a normal. It just like roaches. It's like full on demonic entities from an alternate evil planet are tearing through the city.
And like, what are you supposed to do with that? Like, I like that way Batman gives Gordon the plane to kind of. The plane does it itself. It's just mainly there to make him feel good. But I did want to read a comment because last week we asked for your guys' thoughts, and we've been reading some thoughtful reviews that we've gotten in the comments of our reviews. So I wanted to give a shout out to Flying Photography. The writers of the show are so good at the depth of relationships and making you care. I have faith that when they put them together, it will work and just be an added dynamic. I like that. I like what you had to say. I want to make sure that we said thank you for watching this video, and hopefully you guys are sharing this around because that's the only way we can actually get the views up and get to do more of these. And make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, do all the good stuff. Check out patreon.com/onlystupidanswers. Enough with the pushing the merch. Yeah. Let's get talking about the episode. By the way, this is coffee in a bottle. I'm not drinking beer at 9 a.m.
Yeah, noon. It's noon. Time is irrelevant now. And then them in that comment he's referring to, of course, is Harley and Ivy. And like the synopsis said, and the one part that was kind of accurate to the episode is Ivy rejected Harley in the previous episode for, I think, understandable reasons. Harley is not necessarily the most... Actually, she is pretty loyal, but I do get that, in this episode, we hit home the idea that Harley doesn't really clean up her messes, where would she have picked up that skill when she was hanging out for Joker for years? And so Sam and I talked a little bit about this before. When I read the synopsis, I was like, oh, this episode's going to make me sad. Harley's going to hook up with Joker again. And that's not really what happens because she goes to a bar where the sane Joker is now bartending. And he tries to comfort her because he's just that really overly chipper, very not like conservative, but he doesn't want you taking the Lord's name in vain. That type of person. That's what he is now.
And I do like this take because there's something about, like, I think you and I were kind of nervous when they were throwing out the idea of like mind wiping Joker at the end of the first season, but the way that they've used that character, because it's like, should you really let him go out there and like run around and do anything, live a normal life? Like, so in this episode, I like that we explore that like, no, we get to know the personality of this person that was reset and was taken in by someone who cared about him and was loved. And like, he turned into a normal, okay, boring man. Like, he is
boring. That's the way to describe it. He's so boring.
So boring. But I do like the little aspects of the Joker's personality kind of popping out a little bit.
Yeah.
Which, not to be the guy, but I'll just say it. When Dr. Psycho like scanned his brain when he's in the bathroom, he's like, there's literally no memories. There's nothing in this noggin that would indicate that he is the Joker. Doesn't matter. I'll just say it. I just gotta put it out there.
I will say that we've now learned that maybe Dr. Psycho is not as trustworthy as even we thought then, which we didn't think he was that trustworthy then. But yeah, I do also props to Alan Tudyk for playing, like, his voice work for Sane Joker is so different than his Joker. It's really, and it's also kind of legitimately scary when the real Joker starts to peek through. When he starts to laugh, you're like, oh, this is bad. Like, this is not okay. But I like that setup. I am glad that the show didn't kind of go what might have been the more obvious route and have Harley hooking back up with Joker. Harley is in a much different place now and is not as emotionally vulnerable. Vulnerable is not the right word. Emotionally, the Joker is not
malleable?
Really malleable. Yeah, she can't really be preyed upon like she was by Joker before. Granted, he's not himself. I think we'll probably see more of that in the upcoming episode. But I'm glad that they didn't go that route because I didn't need that in my life right now. And so this dynamic is more interesting, and I like all the bits with Dr. Psycho and where we're taking him, and the reveal with Riddler. Which, by the way, not to pat ourselves on the back, but I think you and I both implied that perhaps Dr. Psycho could be teaming up with the newly jacked Riddler.
You know what? Usually Riddler's like pretty skinny. I think Tom King's most recent run, like Riddler's jacked, and something about that I like that idea.
Jack Riddler,
like, super smart guy, Jack Riddler, because it's like what, like Batman's gonna punch him in the teeth and he's just gonna knock out again. Like no, like I like the idea of like a super smart ripped Riddler, because you're like, well, that's the whole package. And the only thing he doesn't have is hair.
I do like the joke, which, by the way, I've been watching more Community recently, and Jim Rash voices the Dean in that, is the Dean in that, and voices Riddler here. I'm a big fan of his work. I think he's a really funny, talented actor. But I did like Harley's dig that, like, I guess the riddles get dumber the handsomer you are, the more physically fit you are. I thought that was a pretty good dig.
I did too, and because it was pretty black and blue and red all over, something
your
like
ass
that.
and whatever.
Yeah, classic, very good riddle. And I do like them teaming up because of the mutual respect that they have for one another. But at the same time, it's like this is a good payoff for Dr. Psycho, because it's like he was the worst of the crew. Like, morally, you are the worst person here.
Yep.
You have made every wrong decision, and the only reason you're on this team is because you hate women. You really want world domination more than you hate women.
Yeah.
So you're willing to put up with like Harley and Ivy and basically any female that you're around. And like it was kind of cool to see him have moments of being a hero or being at least
part of the team. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I guess a teammate, a friend might be pushing it, but like it was nice to see him like change a little bit. But also it's okay to kind of let some characters like fall back into their old ways, because he is a full-blown like crazy supervillain. Like he's a bad man. You can like fully lean into that.
Yeah, I like that too. And I like, one, it's cool to remind people that, like, because Dr. Psycho is traditionally a Wonder Woman rogue, and it's like, hey guys, we could do something with this character. He could be a legitimate threat again. You know what I mean? Like maybe Wonder Woman 3. But also, I will say my only kind of like caveat with that, as much as it makes sense and it's cool to see, and it's an interesting new antagonist, and it's like, you know, the classic, like, we have to fight one of our friends now. I did like the wild card nature Dr. Psycho provided to the crew, especially now. It's weird to realize how like reliable and dependable, and you talk about being friends, like King Shark and Clayface are Harley and Ivy's friends, like legitimately, like no joke. They are friends. You can count on them. So I liked having Dr. Psycho as that wild card of like, yeah, he could sell us out at any moment. We don't know. It's just that it adds an extra element of tension to things. And so if he ends up going away, I hope maybe they add another member. Like Queen of Fables, I don't think would be somebody's lackey, but that type of personality where it's like a friendly antagonist, basically.
I would be bummed if he left the show. Like, again, throwing it out there, the idea of Harley like taking over Arkham to like rehabilitate some of these villains, and Psycho being there, and they have to like kind of work on that, because like I think he does care about her to some degree, but he's more self-centered.
Yes.
And like that's what's gonna get in the way of literally him doing anything or accomplishing anything in his life. And also, like, your friends are now like, they were mad at you, but they didn't hate you.
Yeah.
You've now like mind controlled them and sick them on the other friends. So it's like, yeah, this was a good nail in the coffin for that friendship. I did like in this episode too that King Shark, it still has to go hang out with Tabitha's family. He still has to go do that stuff.
They were very religious about Jesus being a shark person. Also, he's also pretty directly responsible for the death of Cyborgman, who's the big loss that we get this week.
Yeah, I like that there were stakes. That sucks, because also I wish he had a bigger role this season, a little bit, because he kind of like popped in and out for like 2 episodes and then he killed himself. But that was a cool way for him to go, because there is something a little upsetting seeing him, the way his cybernetics work is gross.
Yes.
So maybe good for him.
But
maybe he's all done.
They also give us an out, because he literally rips his eye out of his head, and it's like, as long as you have this, you'll have a piece of me. And that could be the classic, like, you upload him to a computer and he's still around scenario, comic booky stuff.
Well, or you upload him to like a car.
Yeah, classic
car. I would like that. That'd be fun.
Maybe he could be the pilot in the Bat plane now.
But the end of the episode, we get Sane Joker,
Yes.
admitting that he has dreams of that book with the Justice League in him, but he doesn't know where it is. So she has to make a pretty awful decision because she's trying to, in this episode, they did hammer home she's trying to fix her mistakes.
Yes.
She is trying to own that all of Gotham kind of falling apart is on the Joker, is on Legion of Doom, is on the Justice League, but Harley was the kind of the instigator, like the root of it all. So I did like them acknowledging that she has to make a really hard decision to have to deal with her ex again.
Yeah.
And try to get the Justice League back to kind of help end the Dr. Psycho Riddler team up, because it's bad. It's like, you should have taken out Riddler. You messed this up. You set this up.
Also,
for yourself.
you shouldn't have summoned the Parademons in the first place.
Yeah, that was bad call. Or maybe not broken up the staff.
Yeah,
make them go home.
Yeah, exactly.
Send them home.
Yeah, you all go back now and then break the staff.
Yeah, but hey, we're trying to clean up our mistakes. And that you mentioned it, but yeah, whenever the Joker would pop out of Sane Joker, whenever you'd see that, like him talk to Gordon, or his laugh would sneak out when he killed that guy with the pencil, I got scared, but I wasn't scared of the Joker in the first season. I wasn't afraid of him, but now being like, I really don't want him to be back for what it means for Harley, the world, and everybody.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough, but fortunately, I think Harley is in a much in some ways she's matured a lot, in other ways she's vulnerable because of her dealings with Poison Ivy. But I think I'm hoping that, with her affection now firmly focused on Ivy, and even if she doesn't end up with Ivy, the idea of the ability to be with somebody better for her than Joker, which is a really low bar to clear if we're being honest. But I think hopefully that's what we get to see. We get to see a Harley that's more able to stand her ground against Mr. J and dealing with that. And I like the way they brought things back around, that we need to bring the Justice League back. Trying to find the Book of Fables, they might have to. No, Queen of Fables got killed. She got decapitated last season, so we might not have to deal with her. But it's not like she got sucked in the book too. But bringing them back, we have 3 more episodes. It'll be interesting to see how they decide to bring all those elements back. But they've done a good job of keeping their eye on the ball. And I know one of the producers was on Twitter talking about they have not been confirmed for season 3 yet. So if you like the show, be vocal about it online so that, maybe we can get another season or 2 or 3.
Because also, I remember at one of the conventions last year, there was a confirmation that we're going to get like the Bizarro animated anthology series.
And that was going to be on...
We have more shows.
Was that going to be on DC Universe, or was that going to be on HBO Max?
DC Universe is what they said. They had greenlit a bunch of new shows, and that's how we got like Titan season 3, because that's happening. In Doom Patrol season 2, that's when they announced it. But they hadn't announced HBO Max. I don't think that had come out, or that there were rumblings. We just didn't know that Doom Patrol was going to show up on there. But that being said, I did want to give a quick rating.
Yes.
And then I also want to say, if you have not checked out Doom Patrol and you're interested, and for some reason you're watching these reviews, but you don't have a DC Universe app, it is coming to HBO Max. And if you have an HBO subscription of any kind, you can watch it now.
Although,
and I highly recommend you check it out.
Although, if you are watching on Roku or Amazon Fire Stick, I guess they haven't closed a deal with HBO Max, so your HBO Now app will still be HBO Now. So,
that's weird.
Yeah, things are confusing. But yes, please go check out this show. Please go check out Doom Patrol. And I just as a side note, I actually think most of the DC shows are far more hit than miss. Because you think about Harley, you think about Doom Patrol, you think about Stargirl, you think about Young Justice, you think about a good 50% of Titans.
Maybe less, maybe more.
Yeah, you think about those first few episodes of Swamp Thing. Like overall, there's been some pretty cool stuff.
Yeah. And you watch that on the CW.
Yes.
Another DC Universe show.
Go check it out. Go definitely check out those first 2 episodes. Those first 2 episodes are rock solid. And
also see how they edited all the violence out of it.
Yeah, big question. The big question.
But anyways, I would give this episode like a 9.5 out of 10. Really good. We're ramping up. We have 3 more episodes left of the season, and I'm super on board with where we're going next.
I think for me, I really enjoyed this episode, but I think because there was just more emotional stakes in the past couple episodes dealing with the Harley Ivy stuff. So I give this one an 8.5, even though I really enjoyed it.
There you go. Yeah. And gang, please let us know your thoughts on this episode in the comments down below. I will read them in our future reviews. And please check out our podcast every Monday, anywhere you get your podcast. We have reviews coming out for Stargirl as well. So go check that out. Watch on the CW, but also DC Universe. Support that app because they're doing some really cool stuff over there. And we have friends who make stuff over there. So support our friends of the show. Follow me on Twitter at Sam Basher.
You can follow me at DJ Talks Trash. And you can follow Only Stupid Answers on Twitter.
Yank out the vowels from stupid. Yes. I said bowels. Sorry, but you get it.
We got it. We figured it out.
We'll see you guys next time.
Bye-bye.